Hello, Senior Stoner fans. It's the real Senior Stoner back at you for your Puffco Peak Pro Diamond Dab of the Day. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining me. As always, if you enjoyed today's video, you know what to do. We're getting close to that 20,000 mark. Let's hit that subscription and tell your friends it's free. Join the Senior Stoner family. Hopefully, I can help more people. I truly, truly respect and enjoy and appreciate every one of you. Thanks again for joining me. Let's get started with today's topic. Are you one of those people that shuns responsibility? Are you a person that says, I didn't do it, but it wasn't me? You know what? I'm 64 years old, and for a great part of my life, that was me, because I was afraid to take responsibility. I'm here to tell you, though, we need to start taking responsibility in our own lives. It's extremely important for you. And I'm going to help you understand why and how you can do it. We've got to stop blaming others. For one, it gets boring. Even people who adore you will get bored or angry at you for constantly blaming them or others for the things that are within your control. It's exhausting, in fact. Shifting the blame makes people feel crappy, shifty. Well, we often know when we're being pushed into blame someone else, and it leaves us feeling pretty guilty and drained. It's unfair on the other person that you're blaming things on, but it's really unfair on you, the one who's doing the pushing. So we got to stop making those excuses and finally find a way to take responsibility for how a situation's turned out, whatever it is. There are a few things that are out of our control, but there's a lot that's within our control. Maybe we're late to meet a friend. Well, instead of blaming it on the traffic, say, you know what? I was combing my hair and I couldn't get out of the house fast enough. Avoid making excuses in the first place, probably the best way to do it. And then, you know what? You might even be prepared for when things go awry. You'll have a plan B. Because after all, what can you do? Sometimes you just gotta stop bemoaning the situation. Of course, life may suck in some ways, but if all we ever do is talk how much it sucks, nothing is going to change. And remember, not everything is within our control, but where we do have control, we must be willing to take it. Moaning about the situation is the same as waving a white flag and accepting it as permanent and insurmountable. You know what? It's not the truth. We have more power than we realize, all of us. We just need to follow through on promises and commitments. Did you say you would do something? Then do it. We need to be someone who's true to our word and whose promises mean something. Of course, if something pressing comes up, an emergency, you can explain to whoever what you're unable to do and why. But they should be few and far between, and the reasons got to be genuine and true. You can't just cancel dinner plans because you had a crappy day at work. The world should not come to a standstill that easily. Part of this is knowing when not to make firm commitments or promises that we wouldn't be able to keep. Think about it. Honesty starts with what you are saying. So be a realist. Let's all be more realistic and only say we'll do something if we want to, intend to, or absolutely know we can. Oh, I'm going to stuff this is a good example. I'm going to stuff the basketball. I can't do it. It doesn't matter how long you wait to watch. It's not going to happen. Well, a big part of taking responsibility is knowing what you want out of life. What do you want? Sure, it can be hard to figure out at times, but it's a process that we all should try to stick with and go through, frankly, as many times as necessary to create concrete and realistic aims for our life. You've got to find a way to take action once you know what you want in life. You know what? Do you need to rectify a mistake? Do you need to apologize for not doing something? Do you need to set a course and do things to grow in life? Taking action is a number of different things. And it's really embracing your responsibilities in life. You've got to forgive yourself when things go wrong, because they're going to go wrong. No one's perfect and everyone's going to make a mistake. That's why it's important for us to own up to our mistakes. And you've got to equally important forgive yourself for those mistakes. No human being is infallible. But how you deal with the mistakes is very emotionally important. Be gentle with yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Know that mistakes don't make you a bad person. In fact, in 64 years, I've learned mistakes are truly lessons that make us a better person going forward, if you learn from them. Ultimately, what we want to try to do is break the bad habit. Know that avoiding responsibility is as much a bad habit as a conscious decision. It's a repetitive execution of the same wrong thing. And it's important to remember that every little shirk of responsibility builds up. And you know what? It can cause tremendous problems for you later in life. But breaking that habit with identifying and accepting it for what it is will make you more aware and conscious of what you're doing. And this is the beauty of it. This gives us the power to stop before we pull that verbal trigger. You know what? What situations are more likely to drag us into the denial of responsibility? Are there areas in our life that we often resort to blaming or excusing others? Can we identify situations that we refuse to be held accountable for? You know what? There are. And whatever they are, wherever they are, recognize that you have a choice. Life's full of choices. Some are big, some are small. But identifying and accepting the choices are incredibly important. The choices that we have in front of us, whatever path you choose, honesty or deceit, what path do you want to take? Do you want to accept your responsibilities or do you want to avoid them? Well, accepting responsibilities for the things you can control will make us feel more positive about life in general. Avoiding accountability makes us feel frustrated and, frankly, guilty. So by acknowledging what we're doing, we can lift negative feelings away, and the positive attitude, being proactive, will make us feel much better about the other aspects in our life. It's like shade from a tree, cooling you in the sunlight. And by getting better at this, we'll feel good about it, and we'll feel more confident about life, and we'll have better results in our life. And you know what? That will set us up for now being a person who takes responsibility for everything we do. Hope you enjoyed this discussion about taking responsibility. Very important that we do it in life. Very. Put a little diamond in the Puffco Peak Pro. Thank you, everybody, for joining me today. I truly enjoyed each and every one of you. Let's hit that subscribe button and get this thing over 20,000. The Real Senior Stoner. Talking about responsibility and accountability. I wear it heavy right now because I own it. And you should too. Cheers, everybody. And thanks for joining me. Cheers.